Well,
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's Curt and Jen in the Morning Hour podcast. Yes, and it's, you know what? Going into the first weekend of summer, I guess that's worth a celebration as well, right?
Absolutely. And it was so sunny and warm yesterday, and it's going to be so sunny and warm today.
Very, very well.
In the great city of Seattle and all the suburbs.
The suburbs where we were, and Jen was surprised and thrilled and stunned that I actually got out on the pickleball court finally, after all the talk.
And you killed it, Curt. I can't believe how I was like surprised at your athletic ability.
Is that actually athletic ability, or is that just luck?
No, that was skill. You had some skills.
I grew up with, and my dad was a ping pong champion in Cincinnati. I think he actually came in second. I can't remember. And he's listening right now going, it wasn't all of Cincinnati. It was just Delshire, or whatever.
Still.
And I played racquetball, and I played squash,
Mr. Cruz.
and I played tennis. I wasn't very good at any of them.
You played all those things?
Yeah. Well, squash was because I had to do an elective in college. Like, this looks easy. I'll play squash. Was not easy. So, and it was fun just because
I have to adjust my chair.
I got to meet your friends, Glenn and Lori, and that was awesome. So we're going to go play again today.
I know we lost to them, and that's the first time I've lost in pickleball since I started playing.
That's because I wasn't really trying. All right. Now I'll put some effort into it.
So this morning we're going to go play pickleball again after we're done doing our little podcast. So that'll be great.
That's better.
Okay.
And maybe we should get something on video this time of.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. But good job. And I'm glad you got out there.
It was fun.
I'm glad you liked it.
It's fun. Let's go back to, we do a little, what do we call this, cleanup, catching up? What do you call it?
Yeah.
We responding to the comments we got. And we heard from Randy on this one. We were talking about things that other people, it's easy for them, but for some reason you find difficult, right?
Yeah.
And I said, one of the things that people mentioned was remembering names. I was like, oh, I'm terrible at remembering names. That's what I said. And Randy, well, he took that and ran with it. He's like, I know, I'm with you, Carl. I'm horrible at remembering names.
And you responded with?
I'm not Carl. No, I responded with, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. So that's what Randy said. And we do appreciate you listening. And, of course, as always, feel free to support in any way possible. You want to like, you want to even put a smiley face, or you can subscribe, Curt and Jen in the morning.
Or share with your friends. Spread the word.
Share. We like sharing. Sharing is good.
Sharing is caring.
And thank you for saying I killed it on the pickleball court. You're very competitive. People don't know this about Jen necessarily. Super competitive. I'm like, hey, we're having fun. We're in the sunshine. What's the score? I don't even care.
Listen, we can have fun and win.
Okay, we'll try to have fun.
Can we try to win today?
And win. All right, let me hear about this party last night that you went to.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have a vulnerable moment within this party story. I was invited to this party, and I was very surprised to get an invitation and thrilled because I really love these women. I admire them a lot.
Right.
But I got to the party, and here's my vulnerable moment.
Please.
Like all confidence that I might have had, gone. Because I walk in this room of these beautiful women. Their nails are manicured. They all have these great jobs. They're super fit. And I'm like, I don't belong here. Mm-hmm. I'm unemployed. I'm fat. It's just all these stories that you run through your mind. It was like cue scene from Inside Out. I could hear my emotions fighting in my head, right? Like, okay, Pirak, pull yourself together.
Yeah, is this where I play the world's tiniest violin for you?
No, it's just, here's the thing. It's just, I think that, I'm sure that guys have these moments too every once in a while, but for women, I think it's a real thing. Like, what happens to our confidence level when we walk in? I think, I was talking to Pat, my boyfriend, about it. I think it's all the things that I want that I don't have, right? I would love to go get my nails done and like look all very put together. Oh yeah, and all the cute outfits that they had that I did. It's like, it was so dumb, like dumb.
Oh, you're saying about yourself feeling that way?
And yeah, and they're the nicest, kindest, smartest women, and what a privilege to be in that group, right? For that moment. And all I could think about was like,
well,
I suck.
That's just stinking thinking. Is that what they call that?
I think so.
Well, it's tough not to compare yourself to other people, but I think that's if you can master that, if you can master, hey, this is it. That's, I don't have any choice because this is it.
Well, this is it. I mean, we can do something about it. And I think that's the thing too, is like, I don't know.
You
It
are
was
doing
just a
stuff about
moment.
it. We're
You know
going
what?
out playing racquetball. I'm sorry, pickleball, and trying to eat better, and so
Here's the thing.
takes
It was
time.
a moment, right? It was this moment where I'm just like, God, what? I need to be better. I don't even know what. But anyway, so that was it was great to be there. When we were having dinner, this conversation came up where somehow we started talking about what people are wearing to bed. And one of the gals is like, well, describing what this other one wears to bed because they had this like overnight together at a hotel. And she's like, so and so comes out in these like, I don't even know what they look like. I think she'd almost described them as like big diaper or something. She's like, it's not a diaper. Maybe it had a ruffle on it. Didn't have a ruffle on it. She's like, okay, I'm just going to tell you. They were briefs. Which in the women's world, those are big granny panty underwear, right? And the t-shirt, and then she puts the mouth guard in. And so she said, listen, I wear the briefs because they're my protection. I'm like, your protection? Yeah, my protection from my husband. And so then the other girl...
Wait, it's like if she wears briefs, he's not going to be attracted to her?
I guess, yeah. So they're not touching her because she's like... This is what she said. She said, I don't want my husband touching me once it's time to go to sleep. Like, even if he touches my leg, I jump.
Okay.
And so she points to the person across the table and says, she goes to bed with no protection. Meaning she goes to bed naked with her husband. And then she said, and she cuddles with them. And then the girl next to her was like, oh, what?
Cuddling?
No, don't cuddle when you're supposed to be going to sleep. No, don't touch me. So it was this whole
thing.
Like the camp of husbands don't even touch me when I go to bed. And I'm cuddling and I'm going to bed naked without any protection, meaning no clothes.
Well, what do you wear to bed as it is?
What do I wear to bed?
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Sometimes I go unprotected and sometimes I'm protected. But not with briefs. I don't own briefs.
Is that a thought before? Like, okay, I need to get to sleep tonight, so I'm going to put on a suit of armor. And if you're looking to fool around, you're like, hey, how about this?
God, no one needs to know this. All right, here's the thing. If Pat's over, I'm naked. If he's not, I'm probably wearing a little cami in my little bikini panties. That's it. What do you wear?
Nothing.
That's right, you're naked. You love being naked.
I don't love being naked.
What does Dana wear?
I think she goes, it's odd because I think she usually runs cold in general, so she'll go to bed with like sweats and a t-shirt on or whatever, but then sometimes
that's a lot of protection.
Yes.
That's heavy armor.
Yeah, because I was like, you don't have to, like, I'm comfortable in this and stuff, so and I know some people I have heard, and maybe this enters into it for, I don't know about your friends, but if they have a perspiration problem, some people get really, really hot when they sleep and they perspire, and I've heard, I don't want to get the sheets all gross and wet, so I just wear
armor up.
It's almost like a paper towel to soak up your sweat. I don't know.
I just thought it was funny, the conversation, because the women were truly like, oh my God, you cuddle at night before you go to bed?
I thought that's what
they
wanted to do.
No protection?
Right.
Hilarious.
We were talking about being ghosted the other day, right? That was one of whose a friend ghosted you. And we're just going to throw this out here. We don't need to have a big discussion about this, but we're pretty sure that our former boss has ghosted us.
We thought friend.
That's
what makes it even more disappointing, I think.
I don't think we're not friends. I think that he is really busy, but secondly, it's a little odd, and I'm talking about in generalities here. We were with the radio station, and then they changed format, and we were let go, and some of our friends are still there.
Yes. And some family members.
That's right. Riley is still working there. I imagine it'd be difficult for two reasons. I think it's awkward, first of all, because they're concerned, like, oh, you guys, like the conversation will be sad. It won't be. We're not lamenting that at all. We're like, okay, well, so that's what happens in radio sometimes.
Yeah.
So it could be that it's uncomfortable to talk with former employees that are now friends when you're still at the same business. But secondarily, or I think maybe it's just, did we complain too much when we get together? Oh, the company that you still work for is terrible because of this and this and this.
We didn't say any of that, though, did we?
I don't know. I'm just,
okay, well, anyway, we've been ghosted.
Yeah, we know what it's like.
I got to get over it. I'm like, whatever, all right.
I think this is actually some happy news, and it's a very small thing that happened. Dana and I went to the driving range on
Yes.
Wednesday, not yesterday, but on Wednesday, so 2 days ago. The Columbia driving range up there.
Very close.
Yeah.
Silver Lake area, like Everett.
Yeah.
Everett-ish.
And we did okay at the driving range. The funny thing was there was a father about halfway through. You know, you go and you get your giant bucket of balls and you hit them.
Yeah.
There's a father and son that took the stall next to mine, and he was teaching this kid, you know, how to play golf. I mean, he had obviously hit the ball a few times. I think it was maybe 11 or 12. But he was so excited, not only if he hit a solid ball, which was, you know, it would not go very far, but he's young and just starting. But like, you know, I'd haul off with the driver and pow, and he'd be like, holy jeez, you know. And
when you did that, or the son did that?
When I did that,
okay.
or when his dad did that.
Nice.
So excited, but you know, it's a common courtesy at golfing. You sort of keep it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he'd be like, you know, geez, look at that one at full volume, which was really cute. But I'm thinking of the people, and of course the dad's always like, shh, no, you can't yell. Oh, okay. And then I'd hit another one, or his dad would, whoa, look at how far that went, Dad.
Oh,
you know, which it was super cute, and I was laughing, which actually affected my swing more than anything else, which is not saying much because I'm terrible at golf. I'm okay at driving. You know, I can hit the ball far, but after that, I guess...
The short game, is that what you call it?
You're supposed to eventually get the ball in the hole.
Oh, and that doesn't happen for you.
Not so often. Eventually it does. So completely different subject, because I read this.
Okay.
Here's the reason I read this.
I read this.
Well, it's,
all right.
Apparently, this is about J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, and she's been in the news lately, you know, because she and her husband, Ben Affleck, seem to be having some struggles, which is, I guess, not a surprise. They were on again, off again forever, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then they were off for a while, then they were back on again, then off again.
Too much.
Again.
What?
Then they got
Tell
married.
us what the point is.
The point is, people are saying, hey, J-Lo, you want to rebuild your career? Put out a country album. Like Beyonce did. Yes. This is actually a movie producer, John Peters. He worked with J-Lo on that Money Train, was the movie from like the mid-90s. And he says, you know what her career needs to change? She needs to sell everything, move to Nashville, and do a country or Western album. And he says, I'll fund it.
All right.
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah. So what do you think?
No.
Should she do a country album?
I mean, if she wants to, if she thinks she'd be good at it, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Do a country album. I don't like really care.
You love country music.
I do, but
and you like J-Lo.
I do. Fine. Do a country album.
Well, you sound kind of defensive.
I'm not like, I don't know that I care too much.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
the
fine.
bottom line.
Moving on
I do
to things.
care about this.
That's true.
Donald Sutherland.
Passed away.
President Snow from the Hunger Games and many other things passed away. He was 88 years old. It's kind of sad. Like, he's mega.
It's really sad. And because when you mention the Hunger Games, that is great. And he was great in that. And that's maybe what brought him to younger fans, because, you know, you think back to how long he's been actually acting. I mean, if you ever saw the movie version of MASH from the early 70s, or he had a small
he
role.
was in the movie MASH. Okay,
yeah,
what
he had a
else?
small role in Animal House. It says he also played the horny, pot-smoking professor in Animal House. What's your favorite Donald Sutherland movie? Is it Hunger Games?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I really like, probably.
Have you ever seen, he was in the remake of The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg.
Didn't watch
who
it.
I'm sure he loves being called Marky Mark Wahlberg. I liked him a lot in that. But his son, Kiefer Sutherland, he did have something to say about it.
He said, it's with a heavy heart. I tell you that my father, Donald Sutherland, has passed away. I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film. Mm-hmm. He continues, doesn't he? Go ahead.
Yeah. Never daunted by a role, good, bad, or ugly. He loved what he did and did what he loved, and one can never ask for more than that. A life well lived.
Now, you had an interesting thought about this quote that was released, because you're like, wait a second. He didn't even say anything about us as a son, as his son.
He was a great father, or I was a great son. They don't say that. They had a strained relationship. I don't know how it was at the end, because I've not been keeping up on it, but I know for quite some time, at least a period of their lives, that they certainly had a strained relationship, but they weren't speaking to each other or something.
I did not know that part.
And that may still be the case. I don't know.
I did not know that, and that would make sense then with this quote.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about being a dad. So anyway, a big loss. Not just to the movie industry, but I think he seemed like he was a good dude.
And I wanted to bring this up just because I just watched the Bratz documentary about the Brat Pack.
Right, okay.
So now that whole documentary is out, Sony is wanting to do a sequel to St. Elmo's Fire.
Are they?
Think?
I think that they're seeing possible dollar signs.
Well, of course
Why
they
not?
are, but I see being able to look at Rob Lowe on the big screen again, and he is still very hot, by the way. He aged well.
They would reunite the original cast. That would be Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, and Mayor Winningham. Nobody ever mentions Mayor Winningham when they're talking about the...
No, they're not. They don't.
And also Andrew McCarthy, who's the one who put together the Bratz Brat Pack documentary.
Yeah. I love it. I hope they do it.
Okay. This is one, I don't really care.
Okay. There you go.
I know people love it.
We don't need to spend any more time on it. I just want people to know this might be a thing.
It's pretty early on. There's still no word on a script or anything like that. But we do know that if they put that out, you will go see it.
I will.
And let me ask you this, and this is calling you out. What was the original St. Elmo's Fire about?
That's what we just talked about. I don't remember. I have to go back and watch it. But I was like just part of that whole era of, the Brat Pack. They were cool.
They were cool. We all wanted to be like them.
And so I would go see the remake, but I would revisit the original before I do.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
Called you out.
What were you excited to buy and then never use? Curt, you have a house full of these things.
It's true. We posted this.
You were like, I don't know what to put. I have so many choices on this.
I have come up with a couple of ideas, but we asked this yesterday for you to chime in on what were you so excited to buy? I can't wait to get this. And then you bought it and then never really used it.
So Rita had commented on our Facebook page, Curt, that she had purchased an air fryer 4 years ago and has never used it. And I replied back to her saying, why not?
I'll use it.
Air fryer, that's a game changer. It's a game changer, Rita. Use your air fryer.
Or Jen would like to have it. So that's
I use mine all the time.
Along the same lines, Mike apparently bought a Ninja blender because he was going to get all healthy. These are his words. I'm going to get all healthy, and then I didn't use it. And then Heather, I'd never even considered this. Heather bought a super fancy iron for like ironing clothes because she thought it would make ironing fun.
Yeah, and?
No, it did not make ironing fun. And apparently, maybe she doesn't know because it's not been used.
I can kind of relate to Angela, who said the Roomba is something that she bought and doesn't use. She's like, it's easy to just push the button, but I always forget to. So she doesn't use it. I'm like, send the Roomba this way.
So you're getting a Roomba and you're getting an air fryer out of this one. Nicely done. Jen, and your answer, I think, is pretty common with a lot of people.
Mine is the basic exercise equipment. Mm-hmm. I have a treadmill sitting in my garage, a real nice one that is not being used.
We have, Dana and I, the same thing. It's just that I'm not the one that uses, because I'm like, oh, yeah, let's get that mirror thing. We get the mirror thing.
You have the mirror.
Yeah. Dana uses it. Not me so much. She uses also the stationary bike and the tread thing from Peloton. You
guys have all the cool things.
I have all the cool things that don't get used.
What was your answer?
Do you see those two guitars back there? Never played them. Never played them.
Well, pick one up and play it now. No. Then you can't say you've never played it.
We're in the middle of a show.
Okay.
We got to move on.
All right, let's move on.
But there's actually so many things. Real quick, I just, you know how I get with the ideas. Like, oh, this would be a great idea. I mean, yesterday, the first time we go out and we play pickleball, I come home and I'm like, I got to get some pickleball stuff. I got to get a pickleball net. And we would use that. Because that's the way you do it. You find something that you enjoy and like, okay, I'm going to invest a little bit of money in this and then I will have some fun. I'm like, oh man, how cool would it be for blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then often I will find a domain name too, by the way.
I know.
So that's a great domain name to go with that. And then nothing happens. That's how you end up.
Pickleball Rick will set you up with a net if you want to buy one.
Okay. We'll talk
Seriously,
to
he has the hardy, good, sturdy ones.
For those of you who don't know who Pickleball Rick is, and that's I'm assuming most people, this is the person who is he a friend that tried to train you to play pickleball?
He is very well known in the pickleball community here in Washington State,
which is where the game was invented. By the way, I found out yesterday
on Bainbridge Island. Yeah, he is a pickleball ambassador. He was my pickleball instructor, so I can tell you a lot of what Pickleball Rick says about the game of pickleball, and I preach it on the court when we're out there.
Can you execute all the things that he tells you to do on the pickleball court?
Not all.
We try to. I
need to take some more lessons. That's what I learned during our pickleball game, by the way. More lessons. I'm like, let's see, what have I learned? I've learned that I suck more than I thought at pickleball, and when I play with Pat, he carries the team.
But that's not true, because you sent me that thing. You had been saying I'm so bad, and you make some good shots.
everyone.
Don't say it's luck. No.
It's his luck. It's
it is not
on
luck.
purpose.
You
That's what I need
contact
to
the
work
ball.
on.
It goes over the net, kind of where you want it to go. I call that a good shot.
All right, moving on.
Kind of where you want
I'm
it to go.
not proud of this, by the way, this next thing, and we shouldn't be.
Of being an American. The headline is...
Well, I'm proud to be an American, but not about this part.
Americans take the fewest vacation days of anyone in the world when it comes to working. This is from Expedia, so they've done their research on this. Expedia found Americans take fewer days off than any other country. On average, we get 12 vacation days a year. So that, I guess that's, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Of working days. And half of us don't use them all. Now, we're going to share...
Over half of us don't use them all.
You're right. Despite the fact that 2/3 of Americans feel like we don't get enough time away, we don't step away from work enough, the top excuse was life is too busy to plan to go on vacation. The point of that being, and this I think is true for a lot of people, often it's so much working in advance to take a week off. You're
and
like,
then when you get back, you have so much work.
Exactly. So is it worth it? Yes. For your mental well-being, I think it is worth it. So the other countries that do better than us, Japan... They get fewer days off on average, on 11, so 1 day less, but they're much more likely to take them all and more likely to break them up. I guess Americans, we take vacations in chunks, like, okay, I'm going to do 5 days here and then 4 days here. I don't know, but that's what they're saying about Japan. They prefer long weekends versus like, okay, I'm going to take a week off and go to Disney World, which is where my sister is right now.
In Disneyland?
World. Yeah, because they're in Florida. So
who takes the most vacation days?
Well, I know the answer because I just read it. The French.
The French.
The average worker in France gets 29 days off a year. Reason to move to France?
Well, many reasons to move to France. Also, their pastries.
That's true. Well, right now, we have a lot of days off, just so you know.
Thank you, Curt. Stop it.
I'm not going to say unemployed. I'm just going to say we're between gigs. Right?
Okay, yes.
Between gigs. So use your vacation time. One last point about
this. Good for you.
This is probably 6-7 years ago at this point, back at the radio station when I was first doing mornings with Leonard Barocas and Kareen.
Yeah.
There was a point where corporate called up and said, or they whatever, Leonard, you got to take some vacation time because you never use your vacation time. Yeah. And he had been there for 30 odd years or whatever.
And what starts happening is you don't earn vacation time anymore because you've maxed out.
And he had maxed out at, I don't know, was it 400 hours?
It's stupid.
Regardless, he ended up having to take the entire month of December off that year.
That's nice.
Because they look at that. They look at that as money.
Use your time.
Use it on up.
It's there for a reason.
Since you are so busy, too busy apparently to take vacation times, maybe this is a good thing if they brought this around. I don't know why people would do this, but I guess there is a need.
People were asked which place they think that should be open 24/7, and more than half of us thought that supermarkets and pharmacies should be open all the time.
Now, we know that some grocery stores are, but it's definitely uncommon.
It used to be more common, and I feel like less common lately. Yeah.
Well, that's so, but I think the Safeway up here is open to like 1 a.m. and it closes, and I think it opens again like 5 or 6. So that's almost 24 hours.
They're closed from 4. Okay.
Yeah. But the other things that people said, you should be open 24/7.
I kind of agree with some of this.
Primary care doctors, a third of people said that. And that reminds me of that story that I actually made an appointment with my doctor. We were having a hard time scheduling an appointment. And he's like, can you come in before your show? I was like, all right. So I went to the doctor at 4
a.m.?
Yeah, but that's just because I know my doctor well and he's willing to do that.
The post office.
Yes.
I'm mad at our USPS right now.
What do they do?
Well, first of all, I tried to go online to mail out some packages and do the clip and snip or whatever it's called, print and clip or whatever.
Okay.
And it didn't work, so I called customer service, and they were supposed to call me back to help me figure out my account because whoever was on the phone with me couldn't. They're like, we're going to escalate this. Did anyone call me back? No. They did not, Curt Cruz. So then I had to go to the post office, stand in the long-ass line, only to find out that I am paying more at the post office than I would have paid online because I was ready to pay in my cart and everything. And so I know the prices online. They're like, yeah, we charge more here. What? I was mad. And then and not only do they charge more, I had to do a lesser level, whatever you call that. Like I couldn't do priority because it was so freaking expensive.
How much did this package weigh?
It was hardly at all. It was not very, I don't know. Just like maybe 4 pounds, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm with you. I don't know what to say. I'm just trying to keep.
I was mad.
I know, and you're going to stay mad the rest of the show.
No, I'm not. Keep going. What else should be open?
The dentist, though. Let's go with that. Dentist should be open. About 1 in 5 people said, you know what? I'd be happy to go to the dentist at 2 a.m.
Did you say the bank?
Didn't we cover the bank?
Oh, I don't know. You said post office, and I went off.
Well, both the post office and the bank, you're not going to get those extra hours because they're already struggling as it is.
I know.
So why would they say, I got an idea. We're going to be open all night long? Yeah. It's possible, but you know what? If I would say that if they had the option of going to the doctor, the dentist, a mechanic, and I was on that schedule, I'd be happy to go.
Well, there's many people that work weird hours.
Third shift.
By the way,
Uh-oh.
I have one more thing about the post office. They're raising the rates of stamps again.
Right.
So if you want to mail anything out, I'd buy Forever stamps right now before the beginning of July, because at the beginning of July, I'm like, how much are stamps going up? I overheard them say something about the stamps going up.
What's that?
I said, how much are they going up? They're like, it's a lot this time. It's like maybe 4 or 5 cents more.
How much does it?
And even the postal work was like, oh my gosh, really that much?
How much does it cost to mail just a regular letter now, a stamp?
68 cents.
Ooh, okay. I guess I thought it was still 15 cents. I'm kidding. I'm not that old. I remember when.
Anyway, I just don't.
Poor Jen. Poor Jen, everybody.
No, it's not. I'm just saying it's ridiculous. That's all.
It's not that ridiculous. It's
I can't hear it. Kurt. I can't hear whatever it is you're playing.
I thought it was.
Neither can the video people.
I think they can.
I don't.
There you go. Yeah, it's a sad trombone.
But we can't hear. Okay, whatever. The sad trombone just played in case you didn't hear it.
I will go at it in later.
Oh, are we already at weekend plans? We're already done?
Well, since we're 28 minutes into the show, give or take.
Okay, weekend plans. New in theaters, Russell Crowe is in The Exorcism.
Yeah.
And Austin Butler is in The Bike Rider.
You had to tell me about these because I hadn't heard about either of them. But The Exorcism, obviously, a horror, or as some people say, horror
It's
movie.
from like the people that did Scream are involved in it. The people that did Halloween are involved in it. So it's scary.
Let me just say this: Jen was watching the trailer just before we started, and because she wanted to see what it's about, and got 2 jump scares. She's watching the trailer, and then you're jumping up in your seat. So if you could do that in a well-lit room watching a trailer, I think it's going to be a good scary one.
Okay. What else is going on?
If you're here locally, you should know the Seattle Marathon is tomorrow. So some streets, particularly Lake Washington Boulevard, not on the Kirkland side, but on the Seward Park side. What is that? The west side.
Tomorrow, as in Saturday, in case you're watching
I'm
this
sorry.
a different day.
Some streets may be closed, especially
June
Lake
22nd.
Washington Boulevard. And then in Marysville, the Strawberry Festival goes on through Sunday.
That's a good one, by the way. So it's today through Sunday. I might want to hit that.
Is it your favorite fruit, strawberries? My favorite fruit, hands down.
I do love strawberries. I love raspberries. I do love strawberries, especially when they're locally picked and they're those super sweet ones and they're in season. Yum, yum. I am going to be doing a birthday party for Jackie, my roommate, along with a couple other friends. We're going to throw her a little birthday party. And then on Sunday, Pat and I are going to take his middle son, Michael, and my 2 daughters, Riley and Macy, out for lunch as a congratulations for finishing school this year. I mean, Michael and Riley are in college and they're taking summer classes because they're total overachievers and smarties. Macy is actually still in school. If you can believe it. She doesn't even get out until Tuesday. Most people are out of school. But we're one of the only districts, North Shore, that has a midwinter break, a full-on 1-week midwinter break, and hence we go to school till almost July.
When does the midwinter break happen?
Like almost right after the holiday break. So they have the holiday break, right? Go back to school at the beginning of January.
Right.
And then the week of like President's Day, they get off.
So February. Okay. I like that. But then they got to go to school until like August.
Yes. I mean, when summer officially hits, we should be out of school.
I don't have any big plans like that because between my wife and between my work wife, you guys make all the plans for me. So playing pickleball today. My mother-in-law Kathy is coming over tonight. We're gonna fire up the brand new Weber grill we got.
Ooh.
And we're gonna do our first grill on the Weber grill. We'll see if it tastes $620 better than the other grill that I had that was not that much.
Wow, Kurt.
That might have been a little bit of an over expense for somebody between jobs. But I was like,
I hope you use it more than your boat.
I hope you get it more than your boat.
I don't even know why you wouldn't go out tomorrow. It's beautiful. Or tonight for that matter. Skip the grill. Take Kathy out on the boat while it's beautiful outside. The blue skies already. It's going to be 80 degrees. Get on the water. Okay.
See what I have to deal with.
On Monday.
Yes.
We want your, what do we want to say? We want your feedback on this.
How about etiquette at weddings? Wedding etiquette, not just for...
We're in wedding season.
Yeah, guests, wedding couples, the worst things that you've seen, maybe you've heard about, perhaps you've done.
The worst things that wedding guests and couples can do.
Like wedding etiquette. Like Jen mentioned, you shouldn't wear, not me, I mean, this is mostly for the ladies.
I actually read this. I didn't even know it was a thing. Is wearing red to a wedding a faux pas because it upstages the bride?
Well, I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying, how do you know for sure that anything you do won't upstage the bride? Like you pick out a really nice dress to go to the wedding. Do you have to dress down on purpose? Like that dress is too hot. It's going to upstage the bride.
Well, some people are saying wear black to the wedding. And I'm like, if everybody wears black to a wedding, it's not going to look like a wedding. It's going to look like a funeral.
In some ways, it is a funeral, just so you know. The wedding. Come on. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny.
All right. Funny. Have an awesome Friday. Have a great weekend. We can't wait to see you on Monday. In the meantime, make good choices, find joy, and spread that kindness all around.
Yeah.